right, next email is from Darius Brown. Black Panther was everything I wanted it to be. Not the best movie of the year candidate, but I loved it for what it was. One of the best parts of the movie was the death of Killmonger. It hit all the right notes. But now I'm reading that Angela Bassett says Killmonger will be back in Black Panther 2. What the F? How? Why? But seriously, how can they possibly explain him being back? Thanks for taking my question.
All right, so what Darius is referring to is at the SAG Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards. Angela Bassett and her husband Courtney B. Vance were on the red carpet being interviewed about various things, and then the interviewer, I believe it was for Entertainment Tonight, and yeah, here's an image of them being interviewed. Straight up asked, like, who's coming back? And Courtney B. Vance, he said, everybody's coming back. And then Angela Bassett said, even Michael. And then she just kind of grinned really big, almost as if she's joking. And then the ET said, well, I guess that's possible. And Angela Bassett's like, you never saw him thrown into the ocean. You never saw him, like, you saw what you think he was dying, but you never saw him being thrown into the ocean or anything like that. And then Courtney B. Vance said, let's just say it, Michael B. is coming back. And the world went, what? The world went, what? So look, I think there are a couple things. Let's look at this from the different angles here, because I believe there's different dimensions to this. Number one, they were kidding. Because there are moments that I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, well, that little chuckle makes me think she's laughing, but then they kept going with it, and then Courtney B. Vance is very definitively, matter of fact, let's just say Michael B. is coming back. So it's possible. It's possible she was just kidding and pulling people's legs. Option number two is she's not saying anything one way or the other and just keeping everybody guessing. Okay, I suppose that's a possibility. But for argument's sake right now, let's just say for now that, no, they were saying Michael B. Jordan's coming back. How do you say he's coming back? To me, there are two possibilities. And I want to know what you think about this, Robert. To me, possibility number one is that, just like they were saying, like, we thought we saw him die, camera cuts away, but after the camera cuts away, T'Challa takes him, rushes him down to Shuri, and Shuri fixes him up, and and he's actually still alive. It's not like we haven't seen something like that in movies before.
Sure.
We've seen that done many, many, many times. But here's what I think the other option is, and I think this gives us a little bit of a glimpse into the broader picture of the MCU. Could be this. Avengers Endgame doesn't just unsnap the people who died during the snap, but rather all of reality gets reset in Avengers Endgame. Hence, all these characters are still there and still around. So I don't know, Robert. You hear these comments. What do you think the possibilities are?
Oh, I think you just nailed it. I mean, any time, like, everyone's focusing on the snap. The snap is something that occurred. But clearly what's going to happen is they have to go back in time. Go back in time years, probably.
By the way, we still don't know for a fact that they're time.
We don't.
We're all assuming they are.
We don't, but
we don't know for sure they are.
I just keep going back to what Kevin Feige said about using all good things that
right.
TNG finale. And I think they do go back in time. And once you do that, that means, like you just said, all of reality is different. Like, especially, and that's going to be cool. Because some things are going to be different in a good way. Some things are going to be different necessarily in a not so good way. And look, Michael B. Jordan is such an incredible performer, and he was so electrifying in that role. Why wouldn't you bring him back? I mean, he's everyone's favorite Marvel villain. He's a badass. He's just a great actor. So absolutely bring him back. I mean, whatever happens after Infinity War, whatever happens in Endgame, I guarantee you when they leave, when you go to the end of that movie, reality is going to be significantly different than it was at the end of Avengers Infinity War.
Okay, so let's back it up just a little bit here. Let's go back to the actual comments here. You're just a casual fan, and you hear these words from Courtney and from Angela. Are your instant reactions, I think they're saying he's coming back, or are your instant reactions, I think they're joking? What do you think?
No, I think they were saying he's coming back.
Right.
You know, because I think that clearly they're not worried about spilling the beans.
They should be. This is Marvel.
No,
they should be very worried about spilling the beans.
But it's getting to the point where, because Black Panther was so successful and because it's a Best Picture nominee, what easier way to, and by the way, I think if they did spill those beans, they were kind of told to. I think that they know that they're going to be asked these questions. Angela Bassett she's royalty. First of all, I've been in love with her since 1995 when she was in Strange Days with Ralph Fiennes. I mean, and she can do no wrong in my book. Look at that dress she was in. Oh my God,
Dude, I'm telling you what. I was lucky enough to be at the world premiere for Black Panther, and I was sitting right beside Childish Gambino, which made my wife want to switch seats with me. Because anyway. But they do the standard thing at these premieres where they bring out the cast and there's always applause. I am telling you what, like, yeah, applause for Andy Serkis. Yeah, applause for, everybody involved in the film. And when they announced Angela Bassett and she comes out, I'm telling you, it's like, first of all, it was the standing of everybody gets, when Angela Bassett comes in a room, you get on your feet. So the whole room is on their feet. And like, basically, I could have swore, I can't prove this, I could have swore there was genuflecting going on throughout the audience, because when Angela Bassett walks in the room, she just commands that sort of attention. But I do have to wonder if they were just dragged into Marvel offices today to say, look, we got to chat about this. This cannot happen. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, we're getting close, and I think we're almost just a month away from Captain Marvel. We're 2.5 months away or 3 months away from Endgame, not even that far. And after Endgame is out, all bets are off. We're going to know where we're going. And I think bringing back Michael B. Jordan is a no-brainer.
Right. Because we're Marvel and deaths don't mean anything.
Yeah, and I think if any of you have not watched Strange Days, it's one of my favorite science fiction films of the 90s, and Angela Bassett is such a badass in it. I mean, she plays a bodyguard, and she kicks ass.